Welcome into this Tuesday edition of the Oxford Exxon Podcast. Chase Parham, Neal, McCready, Clark Ford studio this afternoon, 12:35. As we hit the record button today, we'll talk a little football, a few newsworthy items there, and more, and kind of whatever else you guys want to talk about in the stream, whatever strikes our fancy over the course of the next hour or so. Starting a little early today, as there is a basketball media op this afternoon. Mr. McCready over here will take part in that. So we're making things work. 12:35 today for the start time on a show brought to you every single day by the Oxford Exxon, Highway 6 West in Oxford. Take advantage of the Speed Pass Plus app. You can download it, use it. It's an efficient way to get back on the road. You pay right there at the pump on your app. You don't have to go inside. Don't do anything. You don't have to even touch a card reader. Pay on the app, you earn points, you save money in the process with all Blue Sky locations in Mississippi, including the Oxford Exxon. At the Oxford Exxon, you also get a $5.69 lunch special every single day. 2 sides bread, 32-ounce drink for that. So stop in, maybe check out the hot case, all the different food items there at the Oxford Exxon. Again, coming to you from the Clark Ford studio.
We are Clark Ford's in Amory, Mississippi, 662-257-1900 is the number. Call it, ask for Corey Clark. Tell Corey what Ford product you're looking for. He'll send you a quote within 15 minutes in business hours. It's right to the bottom line. No hassle, no haggle. You get your quote, and the rest is up to you. 662-257-1900. Guest will join us. I think Chase is talking to former Ole Miss quarterback Romero Miller tomorrow. He'll join us on the Rafters Music and Food hotline. Rafters Music and Food on the Square in Oxford, also in New Albany. Great burgers, PoBoys, chicken, appetizers, shrimp, drink specials, the whole deal there at Rafters. If you're looking for a place to watch college basketball this weekend, the NFL playoffs, the national championship game, all of those places would be a great suggestion from us to you. Rafters Music and Food on the Square in Oxford and in New Albany.
What's your favorite PoBoy?
I mean, if I'm going to have a PoBoy, I'll probably
go all out.
I'll probably go all out and have a fried oyster PoBoy.
Oyster, okay.
Yeah.
I think it might be oyster because everybody wants to go shrimp. I think it's oyster over shrimp if you're really going to do it up.
I mean, I might do the combination of oyster and shrimp.
Get the Peacemaker, throw some crawfish on there too, and really just go all out.
That's good stuff. Yeah, that's probably.
But you got to really take a nap afterwards. I mean, you're like, whew.
Yeah, it's food coma.
I mean,
well, you got to really run the morning of,
so you feel somewhat okay about it, and you move some
not eat breakfast,
knowing this is what we're doing today.
Yeah, and then that's going to be the end of it. You're not going to go have a 4-course dinner that night.
They ask you for a side. What are you doing
at that point?
Yeah,
fries or onion rings.
If the onion rings are good, it's onion rings.
Yeah.
If they're homemade,
they got to be really good though. Otherwise,
they're
soggy and.
A roast beef and gravy po' boy is very good.
Yeah.
The debris style roast beef and gravy actually might be up there with maybe one of my favorites. It might be second to what we're talking about.
That's where they throw the shrimp on the roast beef.
Well, now the surf and turf, yeah. Now that's a second line does that in Memphis. They'll throw the barbecue shrimp on the roast beef po' boy, and that's a game changer. Lettuce, onion, remoulade, maybe. Typically, yeah. I think that'd be the move. Because I don't eat tomato. I don't want mayonnaise anywhere near it. So
no, I don't need.
You need some kind of liquid though, don't you?
Frankly, on that, just give me a little cocktail sauce on the side.
Okay.
Or remoulade on the side.
And you can dip it and play with it.
Yeah, I
can
can
do
play
whatever.
with it a little bit, but I don't want to do a whole bunch of it. I want to taste the seafood.
Okay.
Because if the bread's good, it's going to be moist. It's not going to be dry bread.
Yeah, it's going to soak it up.
Yeah.
And it's gonna do it.
Yeah, so the bread's not going to. Yeah.
Okay. Let's get some.
If someone does a po' boy wrong, you know it one bite in.
Oh, that's true. And I think it is. It's the bread that makes it.
Yeah, of course.
Because it's crispy on the outside, soft on the inside.
Yeah. So if
the bread's old at all, you're just
yeah, you know right away. Then it's all dry. No amount of condiment's going to change that. That's where you just push it to the side and say, "I'll have another beer."
Carlo 2000 says fried oysters are nasty. Only I'm eating oysters is charbroiled. I'm good with oysters anyway. I'm good with a really good fried oyster. I love a charbroiled oyster, and I'm okay with a raw oyster.
Oh, I'm good. Whatever.
Throw it at me.
If you tell me we're having oysters, I'm like, in.
I have fewer fried oysters because I'm only probably going to eat that on a sandwich. I'm not going to ever order a fried oyster
and
just eat it as an appetizer.
I love them like the char grilled.
the Parmesan and the
Oh, yeah.
butter or whatever you want to do with them.
Yeah. And then I love them raw. Horseradish and a little cocktail sauce and squeeze a lemon in.
Is that true? Life says his wife, an Arkansas fan, says Odom turned down $1.7 million from Texas to beat DC.
I'm not surprised. If that's the truth, it probably is.
I'm going over to Orange Bloods and see if they.
What I've been told is that Odom and Pittman have a phenomenal working relationship. And that Odom's very happy there.
He's probably still getting paid by Missouri.
And he is getting paid by Missouri.
They are trying their best to stretch out a coaching search that was never a coaching search. I give Orange Bloods credit. They're doing everything they can do to just find any way to.
I'm trying to grow a head full of hair.
I know. I mean. Let's see. Let's see what they have. I don't know. I know it's not great.
Avery said she gave up bread this week.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if this helps you at all, but the Dave's bread, the healthy bread, is pretty good for you, as opposed to like.
Is it carb-free bread or like whatever you call it?
It's really low carb.
Okay.
It's all I eat from a bread standpoint.
And it tastes okay?
Yeah.
Can you tell a difference?
I really like it.
I mean, between like a sandwich bread, can you tell a difference?
I mean, a little, but
you can convince yourself the same thing. It's fine.
Yeah, sure. It's good.
They don't have much of anything from a coverage standpoint on assistant coaches. I'm not seeing.
They still trying to stretch out that it's not Sarkisian?
No.
Okay.
We're talking assistants at this point. No. Last night they had a note on Odom, but it doesn't really say anything. They're even putting like football scoop links into their thread. Yeah, it's the well appears to be a little dry for catching his guys at the moment over there.
I think Will Muschamp basically said no. I think Will's going to hang in Athens for a year. Count money, catch his breath, watch his son play. Yeah, sure.
Where's his kid?
He's got one that's a high school sophomore. They're already looking for schools in Athens.
Oh,
I'm
really?
told, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I got all sorts of coaching scoop last night, and then I did a show with Chris Landry this morning where Chris is just all over it.
That's up on the site, by the way.
It's up on the site. Yeah, you should listen.
It's been mentioned in the thread a couple times. Neal and I talked about this. He had this on Saturday morning, but I know it's his podcast, different than necessarily our live show, it's recorded, so a lot of people are hearing it that would not have heard it on Saturday. Nothing serious, nothing overly going to keep him out of anything crazy football-wise. Jerrion Ealy, though, will have shoulder surgery on Thursday. That is just to clean up some stuff from a football season because he plays running back, and in the SEC or any conference you get beat up a little bit in football. So they're going to clean up the shoulder. He will miss the entire baseball season due to that. There was some talk that if he really, really wanted to kind of just be around and be out there, he could have done that at some point, but that was put to bed this morning. He will miss the 2021 baseball season. What that means for the baseball team, I'll get into that later. That's not for now, but nonetheless, Jerrion Ealy out for baseball. He is a one-sport guy. Probably you would assume moving forward because there's at least a chance he would come out early. You got to think he would do combine work, things along those lines. So it would not shock me if Jerrion Ealy has suited up in baseball for the final time. Now that's my speculation. Nobody has told me that, but common sense says that's a possibility as this move moves forward. So anyway, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I tried to play it down on Saturday just in case. I knew the info wasn't wrong, but just in case it was not completely up to the moment.
Mm-hmm.
But I was told that he was not playing at all, that the shoulder was going to require that. Look, we talked about this on the pregame show.
And I got to ask, I have no idea if it's left or right shoulder.
I don't know.
No clue.
Jerrion's got a real chance to be an NFL player soon. Like one more year, go to the draft. I think he saw what Kiffin and Levy did with Elijah Moore. I mean, the path for him to the major leagues is a long path. The path for him to the NFL is a pretty straightforward path. No guarantees, but it's pretty straightforward. If he has a big season next year, he's the kind of player that I think he could be a first-round, early second-round pick, which is real money.
I mean, look, Ealy had a hell of a year. The stats weren't necessarily what people expected because they only played 9 regular season games. He didn't play in the bowl game, and frankly, they gave Parrish some carries. They gave Connor some carries. They didn't have one featured back that got everything they did. They threw the ball a lot. But I was doing season snap counts this morning, and Jerrion Ealy, he played only 360 snaps out of the team's 831. So a lot of tread left on the tires. Didn't play a lot of snaps this season. But for the season, Pro Football Focus had him graded out at 88.6. That's elite. That's incredibly elite. That is very, very high.
Yeah.
Ole Miss had 3 players grade out 88 or higher for the season, which is phenomenal.
Jerrion, and Matt.
Yeah. Elijah Moore for the season, 91.2. Matt Corral, 90.7. And Jerrion Ealy, 88.6. The next closest player was 75.7. One Henry Parrish Jr. So,
By the way, the Henry Parrish Jr. slander and blasphemy on rebelgrove.com will not be tolerated.
Guess the Pro Football Focus best offensive lineman for Ole Miss this season. Season grade.
Ben Brown?
Jeremy James.
Oh,
Jeremy
pretty
James.
positive sign for them.
73.7 on Jeremy James. Run blocking, which Ole Miss needs to get better at, 75.7. Really high there for Jeremy James.
So they lose Royce and nobody else, right? Everybody else comes back?
Yeah, that's correct. Yeah, Royce on his season, 67.6, 69 in run blocking, 64 in pass blocking.
Pretty good year.
Yeah, had a good year. There's no doubt. I mean, look, their offensive line had a damn good year. I mean, they really did overall. I mean, I know they weren't great run blocking guard, center guard at times. I get that. They were young. They were inexperienced in a lot of ways. If this thing keeps moving, though, I don't know how much record really mattered this year the more I look at it. You know, it just doesn't feel like 12 where, hey, they really needed to get to 6. They really need to do this. They really need to do that. But just from a program, momentum, 5-5, fan base, warm and fuzzy deal, that is phenomenal that they basically played 5 offensive linemen the entire year and did not have somebody roll an ankle and was out 3 weeks. Got lucky as hell. Yeah. Credit to them because Tempo and Randy Clements did a good job and the whole deal.
It speaks to Wilson Love. Lucky. Speaks to Wilson Love and some of the work that they did in the offseason with flexibility. Look, they've got a chance offensively to be a really dynamic team next season. You got to replace Elijah. But the one thing that you see in these last 2 games is that even without Elijah Moore on the field, and hell, in this last game, no Braylon Sanders, no Elijah Moore, no Kenny Yeboah, no Jerrion Ealy, and they still roll up 500 yards of offense. Didn't have Elijah or Kenny for the entire LSU game and scored
48.
Yeah.
Braylon's coming back, by the way. He's announced that.
Braylon's coming back. Jalen Jones is coming back as a cornerback. I think we said Sam Williams yesterday. I don't know that anyone's announced that they're leaving other than Ryder Anderson.
I haven't. There's been no other main player or anybody who got significant snaps who has entered the portal at this point.
John Rice Plumlee seemed to hint at coming back.
I was told this morning he's likely coming back.
His Instagram,
and frankly, that's me downplaying it a little bit. It sounds like he's coming back.
His Instagram post, and I do not want to be the one that interprets Instagram
go ahead and break those down for us.
It seemed to hint in that direction.
Yeah. Yeah, I was told coming back today, so I'll say that's probably accurate.
You should.
Yeah. Hey, look. Opportunity right there. Wide ass open.
Yeah. Well, he's the one, and look, I know he loves baseball, and I can't tell him how to live his life. If you want to play baseball, go play baseball. You get one shot.
And he's already reported over there.
You get one shot at this thing. So if that's what you want to do it. I'm cool.
Yeah, you've been a pretty big proponent the entire time on do what you want to do.
Absolutely.
With DeMarco Cox and Terrence Davis and John Rice Plumlee.
Your life, you're the one that gets up each day and looks in the mirror.
Yeah.
You're the one that goes to bed at night, puts your head on the pillow, and you're alone with your thoughts. If your thoughts is, I want to play baseball, then play. But boy, if I'm him, the other side of that is when I'm going over there, I'm like, hey, I'm done with the quarterback thing. I'm cool. You want me to be a 4-string emergency quarterback, put a little package in there for me in case all hell breaks loose one day?
Sure.
Good. But I need to learn how to play in the slot.
Oh, look, if you're focused on football and that's where you're going, yeah, the thought is, hey, I'm gonna I'm going to attach to Two's hip for a few months here. We're going to throw the ball every damn day we can throw that ball.
Yeah.
I'm going to fight Altmaier too, and when Crowd gets tired, he's going to throw me the ball for a while.
Yeah.
And we're going to do that.
Yeah. I'm going to learn learn a lot about the position. That's what I would do if I were him. And if I'm Lane and he agrees to do that, and I'm Levy or whoever's the offensive coordinator next year, we'll get into that in a minute. I say, hey, if what we have to do to give you quarterback Jones a little is just to have a package that we work on every Wednesday afternoon in period 14, it's cool. You know he can do it. Mm-hmm. You had to run a quick little deal because something happened in a nightmare kind of a deal.
Yeah, sure. You know what's there.
Kyle Wilson, thanks for the super chat. He says, are y'all going to do a live show during the college football championship? We haven't talked about it. I don't know.
It's Monday night.
It's a Monday night, yeah. Carson's got a soccer game that night, and it's possibly his last game of the year, so I don't know what time that is. And I do want to go to that.
Yeah, right now we're still contemplating the Sunday afternoon thing.
Yeah.
That's the first thing we have to decipher is we're doing it for Saints Bears on Sunday afternoon. 3:40 start for that one. I meant to make a message board post and ask a poll if anybody had any interest. Because we got a few comments in the stream yesterday, but it wasn't necessarily enough to make me do it or enough to make me say no to it. So, yeah, you can let us know either way there.
I'm going to drink beer and watch it one way or the other. With zero expectation.
Well, I mean.
It's really ultimate fan game. It's kind of like, if in the third quarter they're in it, I'll be like, hey, this is interesting.
And if they're down 31-3, you go, okay.
I won't even be remotely upset. So it's there's nothing that could happen that could upset me, except maybe them announcing an 8-year extension for Trubisky before the game.
That would be a problem.
That might lead to television getting broken.
He got him in the playoffs. I mean, big year.
He did.
If their defense was even just kind of average, they would be a horrific football team.
Yeah.
I mean,
but their defense is actually pretty good.
Yeah, it just sets them up.
And Patterson's a threat in the return game.
Well, look, that's why. Look, the Saints are probably going to win the football game, but that's why it's a little bit dangerous. Is the Saints have some guys don't get back. If Kamara doesn't get back, if things get a little shaky on offense, and suddenly the Bears can put pressure on you, and it gets.
How about Cleveland today? Finding out. Did you see that?
No, I hadn't seen this. What?
Cleveland's coach, 2 assistants, and 2 players. They didn't name them. All COVID positive.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So they had to shut down the building today.
So
all
those
the
are out
contact
for Sunday,
trace. So they're out, yeah. So the special teams coach will coach the playoff game. I
mean, poor Cleveland. You're in for the first time since when? When's the last time they made the playoffs?
It's been a long time. I don't know. I can't remember.
So 3 of the 4 teams in that division made the playoffs.
Yeah.
Cleveland, Pittsburgh, and Baltimore.
Hell of a division. And the Bengals weren't terrible when Burrow was healthy.
That's true.
They were getting better.
Yeah. Oh, he's good. Look, Burrow's going to be all right.
Yeah. Burrow's very quickly silencing all the doubters.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know what it looks like in that division and whatnot, but he's pretty good in it himself. So anyway. Yeah, well, I don't know. We'll contemplate Sunday, Monday. We'll let you know. I have interest in the title game. I'm not counting the days by any means, but it's fine.
If it's competitive.
I think they're blowing them out?
No. I was going to say, if it's competitive at 9 o'clock.
They'll get your button.
I'll flip over to it.
You're not watching like the 3-hour pregame and then picking out which stream you're going to watch for the game?
No. I can tell you which stream I'll watch. If I watch one, it'll be the second half of the main one.
You want the main stream?
Yeah.
Not the coaches talking about it?
No.
Like
what coaches is it?
I have no idea.
I mean, if you give me some interesting coaches, then maybe I'm in.
Let me look. You don't want either one of the Homer channels. I think each team gets their Homer channel.
Hell no.
You get like the 7 dudes who sit on their couch and watch, which we kind of do, so we can't make fun of it. Yeah, but nonetheless, it is what it is.
I won't watch that unless they're funny. Give me something funny. Otherwise, I'm out. Like the coaches that are super serious and are just trying to recruit the whole time, I'm not interested in that.
Last year, I don't know. I'm not even. Are they? I assume they're doing it, right?
I don't know because the COVID thing, they might not be.
That's
doing
what
it.
I'm wondering. I don't know. I'm really not sure.
The Bammer Homer station. God, Grant says. Yeah, I can't imagine. I mean, I can't imagine.
Is it just the radio broadcast? Is that what it is?
I think so. Who is their radio broadcast? Is it still Eli and Phil Savage?
Well, I mean, it's them if Eli is healthy now. You know, he missed the Auburn
Yeah.
game with COVID, or whoever they played last, Arkansas.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't.
Is it still Phil Savage?
I don't know.
I don't know.
How long's Phil been doing it?
A while.
Has he?
Daniel Cotto says, is Dan Mullen going to Jacksonville? I don't think so. Chris Landry was pretty emphatic about no, he wasn't. Yeah, Grind says it's still Savage.
Okay. Fair enough. He would know.
Phil's a good dude, one of the nicest people.
We'll talk a little coaching stuff here in a second. Before we do that, I'll tell you about Community Mortgage, Oxford, Memphis, Soto County, and Chattanooga. All underwriting and processing is done in Memphis. They're getting local underwriting and understands your market. A leader in condo financing, the float down option, and more. You can find Jason at 662-234-2704 or JLOWE at communitymtg.com.
Kyle Wilson says it's Eli and John Parker Wilson, the former quarterback. Oh,
I had no idea.
whatever. Hey, good news. The College Corner, they've been sponsoring Neal's Picks throughout the year. They'll continue to sponsor us through the NFL playoffs. But they are not going away. In fact, they are the new title sponsor of the Soft Verbal Podcast. So do us a favor. Next time you're searching for some Rebel gear, head over to the College Corner in Jackson. In Ridgeland, it's next to Fleet Feet. In Flowood, it's next to Half Shell. Or you can go to collegecornerstore.com. You can find them on Facebook and Instagram. That'd be a really nice way of telling them that you appreciate them stepping up and sponsoring the Soft Verbal throughout the 2021 calendar year. So, again, that's collegecornerstore.com. I'll put it up on the site. If you are if you're a business owner and you've thought about dipping your toe in podcast advertising, but you just kind of can't pull the trigger, which is cool. We understand. Kind of have an offer for you that you can't refuse. Check it out at rebelgrove.com. It's in the thread. If you want to just advertise on the Soft Verbal Podcast, give it a shot. Very little risk. Actually, almost no risk. So give it a shot. Let me know. You can email me. You can email Chase, whatever, and get in touch with us about that. We're also brought to you by Pinnacle Trust. There's a Mind on My Money that's up at rebelgrove.com. I need to tweet it out. They're based in Madison, Mississippi. They represent clients in more than 20 states. They have advisors in multiple states as well. Founded in 1997, Pinnacle Trust provides detailed, specialized investment management, financial planning, retirement planning for individuals and businesses, and much more. At Pinnacle Trust, investing is treated like a commodity. Decisions made using objective information and research, not emotions. What they do is they sit down with you, they listen to your goals, they listen to your dreams, they find out what it is that you want to do with your retirement, how you want your retirement to look, and then they build a retirement plan that is built just for you. It's not pre-made. It's built just for you. It's pintrust.com, PINNtrust.com. Mention that you heard about Pinnacle Trust on the podcast. You get 10% off of your first year's fees. And we're brought to you by John Edwards, Regency Travel Incorporated in Memphis. A lot of very positive vaccine news out there in the last couple of days. So if you're starting to think, hey, I'm going to take that big summer vacation, now's the time to book it. Get in touch with John. There's deals out there right now that probably won't exist in the summer. So get in touch with John. Give him some parameters. Give him a budget. Tell him kind of what you're thinking about. And he'll hook you up with all sorts of ideas. And then you can take it from there. And no, you don't have to live in or near Memphis, I should say, to take advantage of his services. 901-494-3387 or send him an email, jedwards@regencytravel.net. First-time clients can save $50 off their first booked trip just by telling John you heard about Regency Travel on the podcast.
Heisman Trophy ceremony is tonight, I believe. Is that correct?
Yes, it's
Devontae
virtual.
Smith's coronation tonight.
I would think.
Vegas thinks so. He is. He's all the way up to minus 835 as a favorite.
My guess is it's going to be Smith 1, Jones 2, Trask 3, Lawrence 4, and then I don't know.
Those are the only invitees.
Yeah, Kyle Wilson 5 maybe.
Him or Najee.
Sure. Those are the three that they'll talk to. Those are the four they'll talk to today.
They're really only giving Mac or Devontae Smith a chance. Devontae Smith at minus 800, Mac Jones at plus 155, so a little less than even on him. Trevor Lawrence plus 1,600, and then Kyle Trask plus 2,700, obviously, because he's not going to win.
He's not going to win.
Yeah, that would be.
You're throwing your money away if you do that. If you want to put $10 down on Mac, just maybe, since he's a quarterback, and some people vote quarterback.
I mean, sure.
It's not a terrible bet.
But otherwise, save your cash. Because even Devontae Smith's not giving you enough value there. Devontae Smith started the year 80 to 1. So that would bring you a profit.
Yeah, be a good day.
Well, he was their number 2 wide receiver. So not only would you have to go, okay, an Alabama player is going to win, and a wide receiver is going to win, but they're not even picking Jalen Waddle. Who's practicing, by the way?
Yeah.
What do you think? He play?
I would suspect his agent would rather he not.
Hey, wave a towel, okay?
Yeah.
Do me a favor. Like, just
go out there and
say the right things.
Keep your distance, wave a towel, and cheer on your teammates. Don't jump.
If Trevor had played all of his games, it would be worth the $10, but he's just not going to win because of the game.
No, he's not winning.
He's just not. So, I mean, feel free, but that's not the deal. All right. Well, is Ole Miss gonna be looking for another offensive coordinator?
I don't know. I mean, look, here's the thing.
Yeah, plus 1,900 on Matt Corral for next season. 19 to 1. Somebody asked in the thread about Corral's Heisman odds.
Not terrible $100 to put down.
It's a buddy told me yesterday, a much better investment than whatever plus 2,100 or whatever it was for the South Carolina running back. I mean, if you'd like to just light some money on fire and throw it into the pile,
he's got no.
Go
chance.
ahead and pick the South Carolina running back.
He's got no chance. Leif says Billy Sims will still be yelling boomer obnoxiously over Zoom. Look, I don't know what Lebby's going to do. He's, like we said the other day, young guy, wants to be a head coach. His name's hot. He's on the list at Auburn. And it's my very educated opinion that he's talked to Brian Harsin, which is essentially an interview. If I talk job prospects with a prospective employer, it's an interview. Okay, so people
drop the semantics.
People have pushed back on semantics, and I'm like, oh, stop.
They never offered the job.
Yeah, I mean, if the Washington Post calls me about a job and I talk to them about the job, it's an interview. But there are other people that Harsin wants to talk to.
They got Georgia.
There's a coach at Washington. There's a coach at Arizona State. Nick Saban has interest in Jeff Lebby, but I think he's way down their list. I think that's Bill O'Brien, Adam Gase, kind of at the top of that. Who knows what else might pop up? There's a chance that Lebby stays, certainly. I think he and Randy Clement are kind of I think they would like to be a package deal moving forward. That doesn't mean that they will be. All these things have some moving pieces over the next.
Dale McGee is the guy I was thinking of at Georgia.
Okay.
He's interested in running backs, coach, offensive coordinator, run game coordinator, Dale McGee.
Oh. If you told me that Lebby left, I would tell you that it was to be the offensive coordinator, not the co-offensive coordinator, not the assistant, whatever. It would be to go put his stamp on an offense. The one thing I will say is that there's people that have a tendency to underplay. Don't get me wrong. If Jeff Lebby leaves, it's not the end of the world. Lane Kiffin has a Rolodex, and Lane Kiffin is also a brilliant offensive mind. But Jeff Lebby played a big role with that offense. That's his offense all week. He puts it together. It's schematics. He's a guy that Lane Kiffin wanted. The program doesn't shut down if he leaves, but the people who are like, oh, no big deal, you just shrug your shoulders. No, you'd like to keep him. Ole Miss would like to keep him, and I don't think finances will be what does it. I think if he leaves, it'll be because it's an opportunity that moves him closer to being a head coach.
Jeff had a death in the family last week. Ask on the stream.
Yes. About 2 or 3 days before the game.
Yeah.
And the kids love him.
Oh, look.
The kids
well, I mean, you and I talked about it. I mean, if something were to happen, I mean, I think Jeff Lebby would be, without the title, a head coach in waiting candidate at Ole Miss.
Yes.
He would be very high up on the list for whenever Lane Kiffin leaves.
Here's one of the things I think he has to think about, and I think this is something that's been put on his plate to some degree by some people who've talked to him. If you painted a scenario where in a year, 2 years, Ole Miss wins really big, say, we'll keep this real. Let's say UCLA put together one hell of a package. That would be a real threat for Lane Kiffin. That would be awfully tempting. His kids are there.
Mm-hmm.
It's close to the water. His roots are out there. He would be interested in that job. I'm not saying he'd leave. He'd listen. Let's say they put together one hell of a package, and he did it. And Ole Miss was winning big. Jeff Lebby would be on a really short list.
Mm-hmm.
He might be the list at that point.
Keep the train on the tracks, and here you go.
So we'll see. You know, here's the thing. I was talking to a coaching friend of mine this morning, and he said, if nobody is ever coming to talk to your coaches, you probably need to hire new coaches. If you're never losing coaches or having people at least talking to your coaches, you're not winning. If you're the one dating the really pretty girl, when you walk through the restaurant with her, other guys look at her and think thoughts. That's just the way it is.
Auburn's thinking thoughts.
If you take the ugliest girl in town into the restaurant, nobody's looking up from their steak. It is what it is. And if that's mean, to hell with it. I've done the supermodel thing for you guys. I've tried to help. When you date the supermodel, she's eventually going to leave you, in all likelihood. So the people that are like, I think Lane Kiffin's going to stay 15 years. Is there a chance of that? Sure. Would I bet on it? Hell no. So you ride this. And when it's over, you try to get the next supermodel. Because other supermodels are interested in you because you just got through dating a supermodel. That's how it works. And that's where you are. The odds are there's going to come a time and a place when he leaves you. The goal is to be in a position at that time for your job to be super attractive. Not where you're having to beg Dave Doran to take it.
Yeah. Well, from an analysis job of the two jobs, say it's whatever. That's the question, and it's. I think it's where a lot of the message board stuff is talked about. Gender mentions it here. Is it a job that gets you any closer to being a head coach than the one here? And the answer is probably not. It's probably 6 of one and half a dozen of another. He's going to have a better offense here next year than Auburn. I mean, I think that's
probably safe.
An easy, safe assumption.
Sure.
He's a better quarterback, and give me the quarterback, and I'll figure out the rest most of the time.
You know.
And with the agent coaches community, everybody understands his role inside the Ole Miss program and what he means to it.
Yes.
I think that's a valid point as well.
Now, remember this. These are super confident people. These are not people that weigh their options like that. These are people who think, I could take any quarterback and make him an All-American. I can take any offense and make it high octane. He's thinking, I did it at UCF. I did it at Ole Miss. And that's what you want him thinking. Mm-hmm. He's thinking, I could do it at anywhere. You want him thinking that. You want people that think like that. That's what you want. You don't want people that are thinking, you know what, I'm just kind of hoping we go 6-6 and we can just keep go to a bowl game and get a $22,000 bonus and
nice watch.
And I'll go to someplace and get a steak tonight. No, well, you want people that are trying to win big. You want people on your staff who one day want to win a national championship as a head coach. You need some of those people. Again, if no one's ever coming and talking to your coaches, it's not working. It's just not. Think Nick Saban's losing his mind today because Steve Sarkisian left? No, he's like, that's part of the deal. We win. People take our coaches.
We'll figure it out.
Well, I'll go get the next one.
Yeah.
It's an opportunity for me to reinvent what we do. It's the way it is. And if Lane wins, let's say Levy stays and Lane wins big next year, people are leaving after that because they're going to get opportunities. It's just the way it works. The whole keeping an entire staff together for like 5 or 6 years, if you tell me that's what happens, I will show you a staff that is tapped out at 7 wins tops on the year where everything went great.
Yeah, the biggest danger here for Ole Miss is frankly just losing 3 or 4 staff members somehow on the offensive side of the ball where there's like some chain reaction. Like I said, we hear 1 or 2, but not. What are you laughing at?
Chris says Neal has been contemplating dating nothing but ugly women from now on. Supermodels can't cook.
Making pros and cons list around here.
I mean, I don't know what to tell you.
According to CBS Sports, Mississippi State defensive coordinator Zach Arnett is a new candidate to join Steve Sarkisian's staff at Texas as defensive coordinator.
Makes sense.
Just completed his first year at Mississippi State.
You're talking about a place where I'd want to get off the train right now.
If Texas came calling, you're taking the Texas gig. Yes, Steve. I'll be happy to come direct your defense.
What would be on a supermodel's grocery list?
It does appear, by the way, that Barry Odom has told his kids he's staying at Arkansas.
His actual children or his players?
His players. Sorry.
Okay.
Judging by Twitter reaction, that is what's going on.
I see.
Arkansas is confident he's remaining there in Fayetteville.
They say Sam Pittman's a great guy to work for. That's what they all say. We'll see. I think there's a real ceiling at Arkansas, but Pittman keeping a staff together is a first step for them.
Kale. Probably.
A lot of kale, a lot of organic products, avocado.
Yeah. Not a lot of bread.
Mineral water.
Yeah,
no bread. No chance.
Maybe a little bit of lean protein.
Yeah, but more like
pretty
salmon, vegan. Tuna.
Yeah. Ribeye is not in the equation.
No.
I'm told that there's probably not going to be a coach's film room per se this season for the championship game. However, they are doing a mega. They do the mega cast or whatever every year, and they were going to have at least some guests is the possibility. I'm hearing that Hugh Freeze's name is attached to the program.
Yeah, that'll be fun. Avery says vodka and cigarettes. Yeah, Activia yogurt. Well, they can't buy that at the grocery store, Ryan. I mean, what you're recommending. I have no doubt that's part of the deal, but you can't. That's not on any aisle at Kroger. I was just there. You can't buy it there.
We've come a long way, but we haven't come that far. That's not where we are. So yeah, I don't know what the program looks like, but apparently Hugh's involved. There's a mega cast. There's stuff going on. So enjoy on Monday night, everyone. Ladies and gentlemen.
I do think it's a competitive game. I think Alabama wins.
Fields will have to play out of his mind again.
Well, yeah.
And just outscore him.
And I just don't know that you can do that.
He's banged up. Following up the career game with another career game is very difficult. Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I hope it's close. I really do. I mean, I hope it's close. I hope it's competitive. At least be something to watch, something kind of entertaining on Monday night. College football could use a pretty close game, frankly. Like I said, it's what's amazing is people going, hey, something new, and it's Ohio State. That shows you where the parity has happened to college football.
We talked about that Saturday. Yeah. I'm fine with it, but when people do the whole college football's unpredictable thing, I'm like, well, it is, but you got to be.
As Ron said, in the micro.
In the micro. In the macro, it's very predictable.
Yeah.
It's more predictable maybe than anything.
7 teams have won a playoff game since 2014.
It's unreal.
7
in
7 years. That's it. And no one outside of the Blue Bloods, I don't think, unless I'm forgetting something off the top of my head. I mean, we're talking about LSU, Alabama, Clemson, Ohio State, Florida State. Did Oregon win one? Did Auburn win one? It's like that's the list, whatever that is. It's not Auburn.
The rumor that I would love to be true that I know is not true because it would just be fun because it would rock the football world is Nick Saban wins Monday night and takes the Jacksonville job. That would just be woo. Spin the wheel, boys and girls.
Oh, come on.
It appears to have absolutely no truth to it.
Yeah, stop.
That Jacksonville job's pretty attractive, as someone told me today.
Georgia, Oregon, LSU, Oklahoma, Ohio State, Clemson, Alabama. Those are the only teams that have won college football playoff games.
How many have won more than 3?
2.
Alabama and Clemson.
That's it. 6 apiece. Alabama is 6-3 in the playoff. Clemson 6-3 in the playoff. Ohio State 2-2. Oklahoma 0-4. LSU 2-0. Oregon 1-1. Georgia 1-1. Notre Dame 0-1. Florida State 0-1. Michigan State 0-1. Washington 0-1. That's it.
Wow.
And now maybe this is not updated because am I wrong? Did Notre Dame play in it one other time?
Yeah, it seems they've been.
So maybe this is not updated for this
but
season.
maybe that was, I don't know.
Either way, whatever. But that's your list. 7 teams have won a playoff game to this point. So, podcast brought to you in part by Visit Oxford. Visit oxfordms.com is the website to go check out the events page, see what's going on locally, including the Oxford Fiber Arts Festival, January 15th to 23rd, virtual MLK Day celebration, January 15th. The 2021 Ole Miss Baseball Ladies Forum is January 30th. 9-2 for that one. Cannon Motors still doing their drive-in movies, a lot of different things this month, including Shrek, A Time to Kill, Animal House, and more. You can find out more about that at oxfordfilmfest.com, and also where to eat, where to stay, what's going on with hotels and restaurants, and more inside Oxford. Visit oxfordms.com.
We're also brought to you by Grenada Nissan. If you're in the market for a Nissan vehicle, Grenada Nissan's the place to go. They got a complete selection of new and previously owned Nissan vehicles, great lease deals as well. It's GrenadaNissanUSA.com. Blue Delta Jeans would be a great Valentine's Day gift. Get in touch with the people at Blue Delta Jeans. Jump in their social media, hit them up on a DM on Instagram or Twitter, and set up a private fitting for you and your special someone. Get Blue Delta Jeans. It'd be a great gift. BlueDeltaJeans.com. We're also brought to you by Oxford University Bank, OUB, locally owned and operated right here in Oxford. When you deposit money at OUB, that money and the vast majority of the bank's profits go right back into the Oxford community. OUB gives you the comfort of home, all the benefits the big mega banks provide. They also have a commercial checking account now paying 1% interest as long as you keep $10,000 in the account. Comes with fully interactive online banking. To learn more about OUB, check out liveoxfordbankoxford.com or call 662-234-6668. OUB is FDIC insured. And we're brought to you by Bain, Moss & Bowen, located in historic downtown Corinth, Mississippi. Their firm practices a wider range of law, from DUI, defense to car wrecks to representing government entities. Bain, Moss & Bowen is the only firm in Mississippi made up of a sitting state legislator, a former assistant district attorney, and a former circuit court judge. Their experience is unmatched in that regard, and you can tap into it by calling them at 662-287-1620 or visiting them in person at 618 East Waldron Street in Corinth.
Yeah, 5 minutes ago, Browns center J.C. Treader says the NFL is contact tracing to figure out what's going on in Cleveland. Quote, "We obviously have more work to do tracing, figuring out where the virus is coming from and how we move forward." So they don't know what's going on. Said the Browns will be closed today and likely tomorrow.
They're scheduled to play Sunday?
They are. They have the last game of the weekend. They have the nightcap on Sunday night. 7 o'clock, I think, start time.
A power move?
Mm-hmm.
Move it to Monday night and tell the college game, hey, see ya.
Oh.
What gets better ratings? A Browns-Steelers playoff game or the national championship?
Browns-Steelers.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's not, I mean.
I just wanted to see if you'd fall in the trap.
Oh God, college football is hey, hey guys.
I mean,
because college football is like they're like the prince, and they're all good until the king walks in. You go, okay, well, all right. We're good here. We're
that's
done.
where college football goes. Can we move up to 4? Can you move back to 7:30 and we'll start at 4?
Doubleheader. Yeah, even Browns Steelers would get that done. The ratings would be pretty good on Monday night. I think they'll just play the game.
It's my guess.
Yeah,
that appears to be
the MO.
Yeah,
just figure it out.
Hey, you weren't winning anyway.
The Browns got a run in them.
No,
they're a good story. Happy for Cleveland.
Oh, they're a great story. Could potentially be a launching pad in the next season.
Baker silencing some people. He's played pretty well.
Wouldn't that be awesome, though? I would giggle out loud for a while. I would find it to be quite amusing. The NFL's so big they could play that game at 4:00 on Monday afternoon and get massive numbers.
They could.
5 Eastern, 4 Central, 3 hours before the championship game. Just completely kill the pregame stuff. Who's got the network rights to that?
For Browns?
I think it's NBC.
I don't even know. I'm looking.
Boy, it'd be a way for NBC to take a shot at ABC and Disney. Like, here you go, fellas.
Yeah, it's not just The Bachelor anymore,
well,
guys.
And it's the Steelers.
Does The Bachelor move to Tuesday?
I don't know.
Because of the
they didn't last year.
They stayed on football?
Last year they stayed on.
Did they?
I watched a good bit of Bachelor yesterday. This has a shot to be pretty solid.
You think so?
Yeah.
I saw like a commercial teasing something else where one of them brought a pleasure device to the
she did
to the activity.
She did. They tastefully worked their way around that over the course of.
They tastefully worked their way around.
Well, at first,
is that what they did?
At first, they weren't very tasteful, but after that, they blurred it out throughout the evening.
Yeah, I saw that, and I saw that 2 of the females had the same dress on at the ceremony. That's all I've really seen. That's all I got.
There's a large contingent of crazy in this year's,
which is really your goal. That's
yes.
You don't want this thing to be overly sane.
No.
NBC, Cleveland, Pittsburgh, NBC.
If you're NBC, you got to think about it.
Your Indianapolis, Buffalo, CBS, LA, Seattle, Fox, Tampa Bay, Washington, NBC, Baltimore, Tennessee, ABC, ESPN, double thing, Chicago, New Orleans, CBS, Cleveland, Pittsburgh, NBC. So there's
Fox gets screwed.
Fox has 1 game.
Yeah, weird.
Well, I mean, I guess it's one of those deals where, I mean, in the rights, they got plenty of regular season. You probably get a little benefit here or there, but maybe they rotate with CBS. Like one of them gets every other year or something. I don't know. I'm not sure how that works.
So in the thread, they're discussing J.G. Tate's feelings about champagne. Did you hear this?
No, I haven't heard this.
He says champagne's for girls.
Well, that's ridiculous.
I told him, I said, you could not be more wrong. I said, you've never had a mimosa? And he goes, no, I'm not a girl. I'm like, you're an idiot.
That's not even logical.
It's completely illogical. It's that masculine.
Because it has effervescence? I mean, what's
the only thing that makes you a girl is if you're a girl.
Champagne's wonderful.
I love champagne.
Yeah. Oh, God, no, to an e-cig. No, God, no.
No.
I don't know the last time I think we talked about this. I don't know the last time I've had a cigarette or any tobacco or anything, even a vape. I've never had a vape.
I can tell you the last time I had any tobacco at all.
You said Cubs game.
Game 7 of the 2003 National League Championship Series. About the 5th inning.
Jay is that against champagne. But he's against wine, too.
Yeah, he thinks wine's
Yeah, he thinks
girly.
he has a problem with anything in that whole family.
Which is bizarre.
Okay, that's funny.
That is funny. I just like it. good stuff. Like I like champagne. I like Prosecco. I'm good.
We had this conversation. I mean, mimosa over Bloody Mary all day long.
Oh, it's not even close.
I know some people disagree, but
I'd rather put something in my coffee than have a Bloody Mary.
Wine's not girly either at all.
Not even a little
I mean,
bit.
now look, I don't want.
I mean, I guess if you're walking around drinking a pink Zinfandel or something, that's
What's the really, really, really sweet white wine? Moscato.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
stay away from that
Yeah.
crap or something like that.
I will judge you if you're buying that.
Well, yeah. I mean, come on. Yeah, would you like some wine? Yeah, but you got Moscato. No, you can keep your sugar water.
Yeah.
I'm good.
But like if you're a guy and you order a Chardonnay, I don't have any problem with it.
I used to be almost exclusively Chardonnay. I've moved more to red wine over the years, but
I've only had, when was it? Around Thanksgiving. We had a good Chardonnay, and it was really good. But it almost has to be gifted to me.
because you won't go out and seek it.
Not usually. So I've got a pretty good rotation of reds now.
It's the glasses. What about the glasses? Because they have stems? I mean, drink red wine without a stem. Yeah, there's nothing girly about Cab or Pinot Noir or something like that. I mean, it's pretty full-bodied stuff you're dealing with there.
Yeah.
I mean,
Just a case of Zimas.
and some Jolly Ranchers.
I do like Jolly Ranchers.
I can't tell you last time I had a Jolly Rancher. Something I'll never seek out whatsoever.
I like the grape ones.
The watermelon's good.
Yeah, I'm not a big watermelon
Really?
fan. I like the apple ones. Those are good. The green ones.
That is the interesting thing about Jay, and I might say this to his face. I don't think he's hanging out on the stream today, but he has those weird takes on that kind of stuff, but then goes completely opposite on other stuff that would kind of fit into that same
I know.
family, where you're like,
I know.
that makes no sense. Yeah, you can drink wine and whatever. I mean, I don't want to. If I'm drinking white wine, I would prefer a stem because your hand heats the glass. So it brings it to
Right.
temperature.
Right.
But red wine, whatever, give me a stemless glass and I'm fine.
But
I'm
if
not.
you're outside and someone offers
Well,
you,
yeah, we'll make it work.
You're gonna-
I'm
yeah,
not.
I mean, come
I'm
on.
not that guy.
Yeah.
we're gonna figure it
it's
out.
going to be all right. You're out at the beach at 7:00 on a random Wednesday night on your vacation, and someone brings out a bottle and
Sure.
2 plastic cups. You're good.
You'll make
Sure.
it, you'll make it do.
I'll be fine with it. I won't even blink.
Yeah, I'm not a big stickler on. Oh, you better have the right glass for this, or this. That's not.
Brett, your blue raspberry Jolly Ranchers are fantastic. Agreed completely.
I don't think I've ever had one.
They're really, really
Really?
good. Yeah, the blue ones. Mm-hmm. No, I don't. The muscadine wine, nope, it's too sweet. And it's not a girly thing. It's just if it tastes like you just poured syrup into a.
It's the Moscato problem.
Yeah, it's just too sweet.
No, only my coffee cup, my teacup with my pinky out, not my wine glass.
Yeah, Jay is definitely a good hang. He's fun. He's crazy.
I mean, look, the opinions make it interesting. We'll give him that.
He's absolutely entitled to his opinion. I'm just entitled to disagree with it. Both Gabe and I were like, "You're nuts."
It makes
Because he was making fun of us on Christmas because we both were in our thing. We're talking about champagne, and Laura found, and I did it, and it was great. It was I don't know if you heard me talk about it. It's with honeysuckle vodka and Aperol.
Okay.
And Prosecco.
Okay.
You can either use brut champagne or Prosecco. It's up to you. Whatever. Who cares?
Yeah,
Drink
whatever.
what you like.
Sure.
And you take some grapefruit and a dash of salt. You put everything but the Prosecco in a mixing glass. You squeeze the grapefruit in, then put it in.
Okay.
I think it's an ounce of honeysuckle vodka, a half ounce of Aperol, a dash of salt, some ice, shake it, strain it into a coupe or a champagne glass or whatnot, and then top it with your champagne or Prosecco of choice. Delicious.
Okay.
And he made fun of me.
No, it's fine. Yeah, I have no. Like I said, Aperol, I got to be a little careful because the orange almost gets a little bitter for me. Like it's just kind of whatever.
And I think you could replace the Aperol with Campari.
Okay.
I'm a big believer, and if you don't like something, replace it. It's cool. It's no big deal.
Brian says wine and champagne over beer. As a rule, yes, but here's the deal. A lot of Neal would be no. I'm a yes. It's a lot of the times where
Why not both?
Well, fine. A lot of the times where you would have a beer, though, I'm probably not having wine or champagne. Like, it depends what we're doing. Like, I don't know when I would go, hey, here are my options. Oh, maybe other than a wedding, because they're mostly going to have just beer or wine. I would take wine over the beer at a wedding. But
sometimes I will start with a beer and then go to something else, and then wine's the finisher.
Okay. See, and it's more on me. I just don't like beer very much.
Yeah.
So I typically will trend away from that no matter what.
I wish I didn't, because I think beer packs pounds on more than damn near
and look, I don't
else.
hate a seltzer. I'll drink a seltzer and not bat an eye.
See, and I don't like those much. I can drink them, but
what
they're
about
not
like
my favorite thing.
What about like the high noons or something that are like the vodka sodas, where they're a little not as sweet?
They're fine.
Okay.
I'm not going to go seek them out. If it's the only thing available on a hot summer day and someone throws me one, okay,
sure.
Fine. In that scenario, I'd rather have a beer.
But if it's like the really hot, pick your alcoholic beverage and beer, and it's beer or other things, I'm probably going to find some way to get a fruity or a on ice cocktail of some semblance would be what I do. I mean, even if it's just like some lemonade and vodka or something, I'll go that route and throw a little Sprite in there for some bubbles and call it a day. Because Sprite is a game changer. It completely changes the lemonade and vodka.
I've heard.
Just a hit.
Yeah.
Well, I don't throw the cranberry.
You learned that from an expert, right?
I don't throw the cranberry in. He and I had a discussion. We said, look, I know you go cranberry, I don't go cranberry. Just look, you like what you like. That's what it is.
Now the glass matters to him quite a bit.
Hand me a styrofoam cup, and we'll get busy. We'll knock this out. Jesus, I don't know. Whatever. What are you gonna drink during the game Sunday? Beer?
Yeah, probably. I mean, I'm stress-free on this.
Just a freaking basket case already. I mean, because the window's over. This is the last year of the window.
Well, look.
The window's probably already closed.
If the Saints lose to the Bears, the window had been closed before the game started.
I guess that's a good point. I mean, that is one of those deals where if you lose that one, you go, hey, look, you wasn't winning shit anyway. It was over.
Because if you can't beat the Bears in New Orleans, you damn sure weren't beating Green Bay at Lambeau. So
that's fair. Okay. All right.
I mean, not to.
But they've missed their chances already.
Yes.
I mean, the
windows. If it's cracked open, it has some shattered marks on it already where it got slammed tight.
Yeah, I just want the Rams game back.
Yeah, that's the one you want back because they were going to win the Super Bowl.
They were better than the Patriots.
Yeah, that's the one. That's your one.
And it changes everything.
And the other one's that Vikings game where
the miracle thing.
You were going to have a shot against the Eagles the next week. It wasn't going to be a freebie. But the Rams game is the one that eats you alive because that's when you're going to the Super Bowl if you just make a play. And you probably win that Super Bowl.
I mean,
Jay says, what would be a bigger upset? Bears over Saints or Washington over the Bucks? I think Washington over the Bucks would be a little bigger upset because I think the Bears are actually better than the Washington football team.
Yeah, I mean, the Redskins are bad.
The Bears are really good on one side of the ball. I don't know that you could say that about Washington.
There's a push for this. I really do think they should just name the Comeback Player of the Year award for Alex Smith. They should rename the award or put a name to the award.
Brett says it's not annoying or anything, but been hearing your emails come in occasionally. Yeah, I don't know exactly what's happened. But
what's it hooked up to, your phone?
It's not hooked up to anything right now. So it's just – but I got this new phone,
and
for whatever reason, I've got to get into settings and stuff.
It's like throwing it everywhere?
It's just – yeah.
I don't know. Look, it was worth it, and no matter how it ends, it is what it is, kind of to close the subject. But the Saints getting a second Super Bowl felt like –
Sure.
That felt like what really was needed or to really solidify the era, if you will.
Probably would have moved on by now.
Yeah. Breeze is probably not the quarterback today if they beat the Rams and the Patriots and win that Super Bowl.
Ginger says, are cosmopolitans for girls? I know we've moved on, but I'm intrigued now. No. I like a cosmopolitan.
I'm trying to think of what I would say is for a girl. And
don't tell me martinis are for girls. They're good.
Well, they're strong as hell, too.
Yeah.
I mean,
just
look,
because
I don't know a lot of females that drink martinis, for God's sake.
Yeah, Laura does.
Okay, but there aren't many.
That's her thing.
Like I said, you can't, because you look here, nobody in their right mind would go, oh, Manhattan, girly drink, and then turn around and say, but it's a bourbon martini.
Thing.
Yeah, it's the same drink. They just put bourbon instead of vodka.
It's just you change the spirit.
Now, I do want vodka, not gin in my martini, but.
You know what? I used to say that.
You got more gin with it?
And then I still like a vodka martini, but I've had a couple of gin martinis where they're done right and the gin's good.
Well, yes, Ginger, you're right. Yeah, chocolate martinis, apple martinis. If we're getting into those flavors, then yes, you're exactly right.
Look,
come on.
All I'm going to say.
You're not going to drink an apple martini.
All I'm going to say is every so often on a holiday night here, I might fix a chocolate martini.
You never order one.
No, I would never order one.
You never walk up to the bar and go, apple martini, please.
No.
Absolutely.
Hell no. But in my own house,
well,
would I
different.
make one? Yeah,
that's
completely.
Different. No. What you do behind your own curtains is up to you. I mean, that's
because the vodka
different.
and the creme de cacao and shave a little chocolate on the top.
Chocolatinis not
I'm going
bad.
to tell you
I
now.
mean, okay.
Say what you want.
I've had a sip. I mean, I get it. But yes, if you're going to go up to the bar, that's the one where if you're the male, you probably have a little pause of going, hey, here's what I want.
I'm not doing that. I'm not. Yeah,
but why? You ashamed?
That is kind of an apple martini in a public place is kind of.
Do you get the female to order it for you if you want it?
No, because you still no. I'm gonna put my own pants on. Big Ben says I'm very comfortable with my sexuality. I am. I mean,
it's not
because what I. I mean, not that there's anything wrong with that, but I know what my sexuality is. There's zero doubt in it, so I'm good. It's all cool.
The flavored stuff. I mean,
do you judge a woman if she walks up to a bar and says, "I'd like a Blanton's neat"?
Oh, look, I'm going. I'm down.
Like,
okay.
Hey, look at you.
What's interesting about it, though, is you would have pause on that, but if you're like on the beach somewhere, you would never think twice about, hey, banana daiquiri.
That's true. Well,
one's frozen with an umbrella in it.
Well, it's 92 degrees outside and the sun's beating down on you and you've got sunglasses on. No one really cares.
No, you're going to look weirder at the guy that time that goes Blanton's neat, and you go, oh, whoa,
yeah,
what are we doing today, bud?
You all right?
Let's check on him occasionally, see what's going on. Oh, jeez. Before we get completely even farther away from whatever the topics we were going to talk about today, I'll tell you about Tyson Drugs and G&M Pharmacy, 662-236-2222. With G&M, they deliver locally in the Oxford area, and they offer MedSync to fill your prescriptions at the same time every month to take care of you one trip, whether it be delivery or pickup there at the pharmacy. They also offer immune support med packs, those combinations of vitamins and supplements designed to boost your immune system and lung health. 30-day supply of vitamin C, zinc, NAC, probiotic, and vitamin D3. So, again, give them a call or stop by, 662-236-2222.
With fall, it's not fall anymore. I've got to change the writing on that. With winter here, it's a great time to make sure that your heating system is working. It's prepared to work, and it's in good shape. Get in touch with our friends at Comer Heating and Air. They've got you covered. It's the name you can trust. They bring more than 50 years of professional HVAC experience to Oxford, Tupelo, and the surrounding area. Comer Heating and Air is offering what they call a special fall preventative maintenance agreement. Get in touch with them. Make sure your heating system is running before we get into these really cold couple of months here in North Mississippi. Make sure it's running in tip-top shape by giving them a call, 662-801-1777. Again, 662-8011-1777. We're also brought to you by The Rogue. It's your destination for fine men's clothing. Their stylist hand-select pieces from top designers, from work to lifestyle to nightlife. There's the perfect something for everyone. The Rogue has all the best items from Peter Millar, Martin Dingman, Jack Victor, Halsey, True Grit, Duckhead, and more. Duckhead's come back to The Rogue. The return of this icon brand remains true to its roots by producing garments of enduring quality and timeless style. Come by The Rogue and welcome back this American icon and join the revival. Known for their gold school chino for years, the 1865 five-pocket and gingham sports shirts are great for game day, working from home, and they're a great value. check out their website. It's therogue.com, or hit them up on Instagram, or go see them in person, 4450 I-55 North in Jackson.
Guess that concludes the liquor part of the show today. Can't really come up with much else there. But, yeah, I don't know. We'll
Rebel 00 says Leinenkugel Summer Shandy is his favorite summer beer.
It's very good.
It's a great summer beer.
Those were all over the media room in Lafayette in 14. They had those fully stocked at the baseball thing that weekend. Since I've watched one of the two games from that room, the seats there in Lafayette.
I pretty much watched all three of the games from that room.
I tried on the first night to actually sort of be around the stadium, and then Game 2 was fully in that room, and then Game 3 moved outside in like the 6th inning when it started kind of thinning out a little bit, and which the game didn't get out of hand until really the 9th, so I don't know why it thinned out, but there was some seats and things that opened up there.
You could feel it.
The pitching was doing this, going two different directions.
Their chance to win that series was in 2 games, and they knew it. Game 2 was the championship game.
Yeah.
They gave themselves a shot to win it by winning Game 1, and then that was that.
Yeah. So, anyway, I don't know. Let's see. What else do we have today? Basketball against Auburn tomorrow night. 8 o'clock, late game tomorrow night for the Tigers and the Rebels.
Yeah, 8 o'clock on Wednesday, 5 o'clock on Saturday against South Carolina. It's must-win games. Simple as that. I have a feeling that question's going to get phrased in some way today, and
Herman's not going to like it.
Probably is not going to like the question.
It's January 5th. I mean,
there's 62 in the net. You fall into the 80s and the 90s in the net, and you're done. Got time to go for win games.
Looks like Washington is planning on rotating quarterbacks in their playoff game. You don't see that very often.
I love Alex Smith. He's a great story. I get so nervous watching him play football.
Because he looks like what he's been
Well, did you ever watch that documentary?
Yeah.
Where they show the leg?
He almost died.
And I just...
Almost didn't walk again.
And he seems like such a good guy.
I don't think he's a good guy, yeah.
And his wife seems like this really great person.
17 surgeries.
And they went through all of that together. And a part of me just wants to go, hey, man, count your money. Go. He has beautiful children. Go be a dad. Go be a dad.
You have nothing to prove.
No. You got a beautiful wife and beautiful kids. Go enjoy your life. You had a great career. You made it further than damn near anybody.
You can go in like 15 years.
Yeah.
He was the first pick the year after Eli.
I just get so scared about someone hitting him the wrong way. And I don't like watching him play football. I'm glad he got to come back and say, I came back. Okay, well, go be Eli. Yep.
Yeah, 16 years right now. Where is that? Looking here.
Like Eli, just looking at his Twitter feed, Eli looks perfectly content. And I keep
all good.
And I look at Alex Smith and I'm like, you should do the same thing.
I mean, Eli's going to have some sort of football career from a front office standpoint.
And Alex
I don't know
Smith
what it looks
might
like.
one day too, but go spend a year eating sloppy joes and doing push-ups with your kids.
Total cash for Alex Smith at the end of his contract. My God, he's on the hook with Washington through 2022.
Mm-hmm.
$229 million.
I rest my case.
229. He's got 189 in pocket right now. To this point, he has made $189 million, $725,000.
And he seems like a good dude. So he's invested some of it pretty well. Is Alex Smith Hall of Fame worthy? I've never thought of him as a Hall of Fame quarterback.
He got a $27 million signing bonus with Washington in 2018.
I mean, so he's on the hook for 2 more seasons?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's got 18.7 in 21 and 20.7 in 22 from a salary standpoint.
Crazy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the Chiefs, he made $45 million in straight salary with the Chiefs. $18 million in a signing bonus, $3 million in a roster bonus. They even got a workout bonus from somebody. All kind of crap. Yeah. 10 years. He's 36 years old. Yeah, he's not a Hall of Famer, but
hell of a career.
Been a good quarterback for a long time.
Long time. People in football love him. I mean, Andy Reid swears by him. He'll be an analyst somewhere for a little while. Like from 2:30 until 3:15 every afternoon, Monday through Wednesday.
Peace.
Yeah, just chill.
That's what you wonder if he's one of those just can't get away from it.
Clearly. But you wonder how much of it was I want to come back. I'm going to
That's not how we're ending this.
I'm going to end on my terms. Okay, well, you did it. But it's his life. Do what you got to do.
Speaking of quarterbacks, Jerry Jones yesterday saying that Dak Prescott has the leverage in their contract talks. I don't know what they're doing with him. I mean, the Cowboys offered him a deal that averaged $34.5 million, and he said no.
If I'm Dallas, I'm moving on.
Yeah, I can't justify anything more than that at this point. They've got a decreased salary cap in 2021.
Two athletes who I think about money they turned down who have to be really angry at the people who advised them to turn it down. Dak Prescott and Chris Bryant. Chris Bryant had $200 and something million on the table, and Scott Boras convinced him to say no. He couldn't get anything resembling that today.
What is it? What will we get now?
I mean, he might get, I don't know. Nothing resembling that, I don't think. Last year, he looked like he had no power. And Dak will land a job, and he'll get paid, and he'll be a quarterback. He won't be the first quarterback to come back from an ACL, and he won't be the last. But you know what he did, ACL, or did he break a leg?
I don't even remember. For some reason, I thought it was something in his leg, but probably something I should know that I just don't recall.
Yeah, I think because it was bent wrong.
Yeah, I remember seeing it, and I was actually watching it fairly live, and went, "Oh, that's not
against the Giants."
Yeah,
a game the Giants let get away. Yeah.
Well, look, none of the NFC East teams are good. They all let games get away, and they all kind of suck from time to time. I mean, Tampa Bay's got the easiest draw in the playoffs. I mean, it's kind of what we said yesterday. I don't feel bad for the tanking as much when you all kind of suck.
No,
you guys will figure it out amongst yourselves.
Yeah, because 8-8 would have gotten you in the deal.
Joe Judge took some shots without saying anybody's name yesterday, which is fine. He's talking to his own fans base, his own team, whatever.
Sure,
that's fine. Don't have a problem with that.
You got to say what you got to say.
Yeah. He talked about respecting the game. And
his heart's not in it.
He knows the score.
Yeah, he knows
I do think he's a good coach.
I do too.
I actually do think they've got a good guy there, but we'll see. I mean, Daniel Jones played okay down the stretch. Doesn't feel like it's
got a certain Trubisky feel to it.
It does. There's just enough there to make somebody think for a minute, but not enough there to actually be.
Yeah, when people go, "Well, he sucks," I'm like, no, he doesn't.
No,
he doesn't suck. He doesn't suck. But does he play like the second pick in the draft?
Hell
no, he doesn't do that either.
Yeah.
If Trubisky had been taken 27th,
nobody would be saying a word right now.
People would be like, he does some things, and if only he could. Yeah. What haunts Trubisky is not his fault. Is that Deshaun Watson and Patrick Mahomes were available when they took him. If he was the 27th pick in the draft, people would go, you know what? I get it. Because every once in a while, he'll make a super, like at one point Sunday, book it. He does it every week. He'll make some super athletic play where you're like, wow, that dude can really move. He's a great athlete. Like I have a feeling like in some pickup basketball game, he just lights it up. Him and some fellas. He's dunking, knocking down threes.
Kind of reminds me a little bit of Tannehill like that. A
little bit.
Athlete, move around.
Yeah.
But then he might throw it to the Saints 3 times.
Yeah, big, physical, strong guy, all that stuff. Just
it's hard.
There's a reason that Alex Smith has made $180-something million.
Yeah. Only like 15 dudes on the planet can do it at an elite level.
I mean, here's the reality. If Eli had picked up the phone at the beginning of this year and called his agent and said, find me a gig, he'd have gotten a gig.
Yeah, somebody would have hired him.
Eli wanted to be a Giant for life.
Yeah, it was important to him.
Yeah, and you start to see why now.
And he's got the rings and the whole deal. And
it's every week he's got the kids decked out in Giant gear. And I mean, he's got this.
He knows what he's doing.
He knows what he's doing.
Yeah. All right, basketball tomorrow night, plenty at rebelgrove.com. Probably more coming as well. Tomorrow, 1 o'clock, I guess, is our start time for tomorrow's podcast, barring anything I'm unaware of. So,
to my knowledge, yeah.
Romero Miller will join us for that one. So come hang out. Appreciate everybody in the stream. Appreciate all the alcohol takes today and more. And we'll be back with you again soon. Talk to you then.